Hello, 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 my beautiful Capricorn collective. What going on? What is happening, Cappies? It is your girl Tracy with Ascension 225, a tarot and oracle, and I am here today to give you the December 2025 reading. As we round out this last month, I'm going to let you know what Spirit wants and needs you to know in order to get where you need to be before we dive into 2026. Can you believe it? It's coming so fast. I can't believe it. Where does the time go, my Cappies? I hope you guys are all doing well, abundantly blessed, and just happy just for no damn reason, guys, right? Because you woke up this morning, you're alive. Some people didn't even have that opportunity to wake up. So count your blessings, throw up that gratitude, okay, Cappies? Anyway, I need you guys to find a nice comfy spot where you can relax and relate and hopefully receive some of the messages that Spirit has for you guys as we move through the month of December. With all the holidays going on, added stress, anxiety, loneliness. Some people may fall into feeling low or depressed during this time of the year. So I send you lots of love, lots of hugs if you're one of those people who may not have any family, or if you feel a sense of loneliness, or you feel a feeling of void during the holidays. I send you lots of love and good vibrations, you guys. All right, so listen, this is a general reading, Cappies. Do not force anything to fit. Either it will resonate with your soul and you'll go, yep, that's what's up. Or you'll be like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Okay, I'm just saying. And if that's the case, then watch some of my other videos. I might throw out some time frames out there, but really, there is no time in the spirit realm. Every video is timeless, okay? I've even had people come back to me a year later and say, you know what? You did a reading for me. I wrote it down or I recorded it, and everything that you said really came to fruition. Sometimes it's just a matter of time, that it happens. So, but I'm not in control over that. I am not a time lord. Many things, but that I am not. But anyway, let's get into it and do your girl a real solid, Capricorn, and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It really helps your girl out. It helps the channel grow. And yeah, it's that reciprocal energy. You tap in, you give me some of your energy, and I can tap into that and give better readings. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to do so, and also to help the channel grow, okay? All right, so what does Spirit want and need for Cappies to know? We're about to find out. And hit that like, share, and subscribe button, okay, you guys? I really appreciate that. All right, where do we start, Caps? Really, I mean, all right. I'm going to start off with your soul's question, or your soul's want and need card first, and then we'll go through the rest of the oracles, and then we'll get into the tarot, and we'll see how all of these messages tie in together, okay, Caps? All right, so are you with me? You with me? Okay, let's do this. All right, so your soul's question or your soul's truth is, when was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Caps, has it been a minute since you had a good belly laugh? Since you've had tears coming down your face and your stomach is cramping from laughing so hard? Has it been a minute? Okay, well, you know what? Find a good comedy to watch. Watch Eddie Murphy Raw or something like that, where you're going to be belly laughing for at least a few hours, all right? It says, go back to a moment when you laughed so hard that you almost peed your pants, or you did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting, and your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two, not the snort. Laughter is healing, Capricorn. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Make somebody laugh today, and for the rest of December, every day, make somebody laugh or make yourself laugh, okay? All right. I like that. And we'll get into your universal message at the end, okay? All right, so Holy Spirit, what is the tea happening with our Capricorns? All right, well, and you know, we can always read the cards more than one way, guys. And if you need to flip the energy, if it's not your energy but somebody else's, then go ahead and flip the energy, okay, as it pertains to whomever or whatever. But I've got threatening here, so I don't know if you are in a threatening sort of vibe or somebody else is in a threatening sort of vibe, but this person actually has a gun. All right, this person actually has a gun. So I don't know if you are being intimidating or threatening or bothering people, or somebody is doing this to you. All right, but either way, can we all just get along? All right, we don't need any intimidation. We don't need any threatening words or actions. And we definitely don't need any more gun violence, honestly. All right. Somebody needs to put this upheaval. This upheaval is... Holy shit. Sorry, my ring light just fell. We have upheaval in the reverse. All right, so... Maybe if there's a threatening situation or a threatening person in your energy field, whatever this upheaval is, it needs to be dissipated, okay? We don't need any more drama, any more trouble at all. I've got values. It says we have too many differences. So I don't know if there's an issue or some sort of trouble because you and another person share different issues or values. Maybe somebody is more materialistic or more focused on money or saving money or building a nest egg, and maybe the other person's a spender and a shopper and all that other stuff. I find that somebody is hoping and praying and wishing, you know how you wish on the dandelion, wishing that something will manifest, that something will happen. Somebody has an insatiable or an unquenchable need for maybe whatever this is that they're hoping and wishing and waiting for, trying to manifest. Maybe they have an insatiable need or want or desire, maybe to lay down this upheaval and try to calm down maybe this threatening situation. Now look, somebody feels like they're on a hamster wheel, right? You see this? Look, I feel like somebody is really concerned about the money, and it could be you, Capricorn, because honestly, no offense, you are an earth sign, and stability and money and all that is very, very important to you as an earth sign. So maybe this is affecting your value. This situation is affecting your value with money, or you don't have the same values as it pertains to money. Somebody feels like they're on a hamster wheel, like they just, a hamster just going around and around and around, just working and making money and maybe not much else, right? Yeah, time to get off this roller coaster, Cappy. Time to get off this roller coaster ride, right? Somebody does not want to pretend any longer. Maybe somebody who is wearing a mask or pretending or sort of like not being transparent, maybe. Somebody no longer wants to pretend or wear a mask. And somebody doesn't want this farewell, whatever this farewell is or whatever this pertains to. Somebody does not want to see this end. They don't want a goodbye. They don't want this to feel like finality, okay? And here we go again. Here we go again. Thank you, Spirit. Here we go again. Look, wait a minute. Look. Listen, somebody is hoping and wishing insatiably, hoping, wishing, praying, you know, meditating, trying to manifest something here. All right? Maybe somebody wants to get off this roller coaster called a hamster wheel. You know what I mean? But yeah, somebody seems to be going through it right now. Somebody does not want something to end. I don't know. Maybe somebody was wearing a mask and they weren't being transparent before. But yeah, they don't want to be that way anymore. I feel like there's some sort of upheaval happening in your world, Capricorns. So, all right. So what sort of, if there is some sort of unrest for Capricorns, Holy Spirit, what sort of insights or epiphanies do they need to have? All right. The first one that came out for you is enlightenment in the reverse. All right. Seeing things more clearly. I feel like maybe somebody is resisting enlightenment, resisting seeing things clearly, or maybe they just don't have the ability to vibe up right now. Maybe they just don't have the ability to see things with clarity right now. Maybe things are kind of hazy, kind of fuzzy right now. You know how it is when your brain is going a million miles an hour and you know your thoughts may be a little distorted, or there might be there's no clarity there, I guess is the best thing to say. Change is going to come though. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Change is coming, Cappy. Change is coming. All right, you might have some light bulb moments, right? You see that light bulb? You might have some light bulb moments or some epiphanies. This is the epiphany deck, so you might have some epiphanies about this situation. There's a light bulb here too. Look at this. There's a light bulb here. We need to turn this reverse card right side up. All right, so you are not resistant to spiritual growth. You're not resistant for collaborating with your spirit team and Holy Spirit, right? So that you can get this enlightenment, right? Don't be an ostrich and have your head in the sand. All right. Yes, it's time to grow. It's time to see things clearly. It's time to see things for what they really are. Okay. Ooh, true love stories never end. Is this about a love story, Cappy? Is this about a love story for you? That you're wishing and hoping for? Yeah. Maybe things got threatening in this situation for you. But it says true love stories never end, so... Oh, it's just so complicated. Isn't that the case all the time? It's just so complicated. I can't make this shit up if I tried, man. Good gosh. So what is so complicated in your life, Caps? What's going on here? It says this soul bond is sacred. So you feel that whatever this situation is, whatever this connection is, whatever this bond is, you feel that this is sacred. So who was wearing the mask? Who was wearing the mask in this scenario? Who wasn't being transparent in this scenario? Oh. Yeah, which might have caused this upheaval here. And it says, last one is observing every action. So maybe you're watching, stalking, getting your 411 from afar, like watching people's social medias, seeing what other people are doing. Maybe there's no contact here. All right. And maybe the only way for you to know what's going on is going on Facebook, going on Insta, going on whatever, TikTok-y-doc, whatever. All right. What's going on here? Cappy? All right. Where else? Where should we take this, Spirit? In this deck, there's so many cards, so many of these decks that I put together, and legitimately, this deck that I put together to get the tea, there's got to be at least 300 cards, and they're all mixed together. So whatever comes out is meant to come out. And in the at the bottom of, I cut the card into 3 parts because I can't shuffle. I saw guilty twice. So who feels guilty out there? I mean, it was confirmed for me twice. 2 different decks, but a deck that's joined together, 300 plus cards, and I saw guilty twice. So who out there in Capricorn land feels guilty about whatever the situation is? All right, ancestors, what sort of intuitive messages do you have for Kathy? All right, well, we've got intuitive healing. Your intuition guides you towards deep inner healing. All right, listen to your intuition. All right, it's a collaboration. Whether you want to agree or not, it is a collaboration. It's Holy Spirit, your spirit team, and then us. It's a triad. It's a triangle. We all work together, right, to get through this malkoof of a 3D experience that we're having. All right, so trust your intuition, be tapped in and tuned in. This came in reverse. Trust your gut. So you don't, I have a feeling, I mean, somebody's resistant to this spiritual growth. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody's adverse to this growing. All right, even though they may be in some form of upheaval and maybe they need the guidance, but they're still like ego all the way, right? You don't trust your gut because you don't trust your intuition, because you don't trust spirit, because I feel like a lot of you are ego based and you rely on your ego to make choices in life instead of being guided by intuition and the guidance of spirit. Okay? You can hate me all you want, but that's the truth. Okay? So, yeah. All right, Spirit, what else? Yeah. I feel like there's some unforgiveness here. We've got forgiveness in the reverse. So who is it that you are not giving grace to? Who are you not forgiving in your life, Capricorn? This could even include yourself, because sometimes we walk in unforgiveness with our own damn selves, right? So there is some unforgiveness here, which sometimes can keep us stuck like Chuck, unable to move forward because we are in this state of blocked energy because we do not have the ability to not hold grudges and to not forgive. Okay, so Spirit says we need to work on turning this forgiveness right side up, because really, thank you, Spirit, because forgiveness is for you, not the other person. It's for you, Capricorn. All right, what else? Yes, it's time to come to some form of acceptance about whatever the situation is. Accept it, forgive, so that you can move on and find the balance in your life that you need. And I love the fact that both of these cards are purple, right? That denotes the crown chakra at the top of your head. You know, your little soft spot when you was a little baby. Yeah, that's your crown chakra. And so I feel like maybe some of your crown chakras may be unbalanced, because I feel that you are more ego based than allowing that collaboration with spirit to happen. Okay? All right. Angels, what say you? Well, the angels are saying a chaotic life is the result of chaotic choices. Say it again, Spirit. Say it again. What? A chaotic life is the result of chaotic choices. I don't know if you can read that. You probably can't, but that's what it says. And this is a 32 card, which reduces to a 1, which means it's time for new beginnings, new blessings, a new attitude, a new way of seeing things. You know, yeah. It also adds to a 5, and 5 is all about change. It's time for change. All right. If you have a chaotic mind, you are creating what is happening in your life. If you're chaotic on the inside, whatever's happening on the outside, thank you, Spirit, is a direct result on what's happening inside. I'm not a psychologist. I just play one on TV, okay? And then I've got impossible is only a matter of opinion. Impossible is only a matter of opinion. All right. So you can take that for whatever that is worth. This is a 27 card. It reduces to a 5, again, for change. So it's time to change. If you think things are impossible, it's time to change that thinking. All right, let's reverse it, okay? And it also adds to a 9, right? Let's close out the chapter on stinking thinking. All right, and let's start a new beginning on positive outlooks, positive thought processes. Okay, Spirit, your suggestions on how Capricorn can practice self-care. Sometimes you got to go full introvert. All right, Cappy, hermit mode, which means you just taking a little bit of time to yourself, going inward, doing a self-assessment, maybe doing some inventory. Seeing how you feel, what you want. You know, if your life is full of chaos, how can you quell the chaos? How can you bring peace to your life? Okay? Peace and happiness, joy, contentment. Wow. Not guilt, upheaval, unforgiveness. You know, none of that. Okay? Nuh-uh. You might want to start a side hustle. Make some extra money on the side, or maybe hone a skill that you have, or a hobby or something like that. Have some financial goals. Yeah, we saw that earlier, didn't we? We sure did. I think maybe you and another person, your value system was different. Maybe you feel like you're on a hamster wheel. Maybe as soon as you make money, it's gone, right? And maybe this means that you need some financial goals. Write some stuff down. All right. And lastly, we've got get creative, and it's in the crossing, which means it's very strong energy. Get creative. Get creative with your financial goals. Get creative with just transmuting any of that negative energy that you're feeling, that or that you're going through right now. Transmuting that energy, flipping it to something positive, something that's going to serve you, okay? Because negative feelings, unforgiveness, guilt, and all that other stuff only sets up roadblocks that we have a hard time getting past, okay? So get creative, baby. Might want to get out the paints, okay? All right, so let's get into the tarot real quick. Yes, and on the bottom of the deck, it says, listen within. Listen within, which means that you're tapped in and tuned in to your, you know, your intuition. All right, Holy Spirit, we're tapping in and tuning in to our Cappies, our Capricorns. Our Capricorns born December 23rd through January 20th. I can't shuffle today. All right, Holy Spirit, we're in a Mercury retrograde, so I'm going to blame it on that. All right, Holy Spirit, what do you have for Capricorn? One more shuffle. It is because of Mercury retrograde, isn't it, Holy Spirit? All right, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Okay, let's go ahead and cut. Perfect. On the bottom, we got the Page of Pentacles. There might be a new opportunity that may arise for you. Maybe somebody will come to you with an offer, maybe a new job, a new business opportunity, maybe a partnership of some type. What's in the middle, Holy Spirit? And we have a Page of Cups, yeah. We have two pages here, so you might be getting a new offer that's going to bring you some coin or some abundance. And then I've got the Page of Cups. Like, pages are students as well as messengers, and I just feel like this could also be a new offer of love. It could be a new offer of love. It could also be a recommitment now that you know some things, you've learned some things from whatever this experience is. The Page of Cups could be a new way of loving on yourself, a new way of seeing yourself and asserting love to yourself, okay? The Page of Cups can also be an apology. It could be that forgiveness that we talked about. Either you getting an apology or you giving an apology, and there being forgiveness given. So that's what these, especially this one, could mean. All right. So new opportunities. All right, Spirit. What do we have for Cappy over the month of December? We got the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands. What's on the bottom? Five of Cups, the Devil. Capricorn, you showing up strong. Ten of Pentacles, and what do we have? The Ace of Swords. Yeah, okay. Alright, so moving forward through December as we head into January in 2026, you may have a lot of choices to choose from. It could be people, places, or things. It could be a job, it could be an opportunity, but you might have a lot of options, a lot to choose from. But Spirit is saying, we've talked a lot about you being tapped in and tuned in to your intuition, right? Yeah. Trusting your gut. Like, and remember this came in reverse. You not trusting Spirit. You not trusting the universe, right? So in order to make a decision, when you have lots of options, a decision out of discernment, that's what we're going to need, discernment, and that comes from intuition. All right, make a wise choice. All right, because there's a poisonous snake in here somewhere, and there's no anti-venom. So Spirit's saying, choose wisely, honey. Okay, Knight of Wands. Knights are, warriors and messengers, but the Knight of Wands is somebody who just wants to conquer the world. New opportunities to have adventure in your life. The Wands are all about goals, inspirations, aspirations, and this is going to give you the opportunity unencumbered. You're unencumbered. You have the freedom to pursue what it is that you want to pursue. You have the freedom to do that. Maybe you need to choose what it is that you want to do, but you do have the freedom to do that, especially if you and this connection are no longer, then you must be solo dolo, so you have an opportunity to just make choices for yourself. Page of Wands, another page. All right, what rocks your boat? What are you passionate about? This is a new spark of creativity, a new curiosity, a new goal, a new inspiration, a new whatever it is that you want to pursue. All right, lots of fire energy here. And then we have another wand. Wand is fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and it's goals, inspirations, aspirations, and not only thinking about it, but doing it. Ace of Wands, a gift from Spirit. Whatever it is that your heart desires, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you inspire to do, here you go, my child. This is for you. That's a gift from Spirit, so take it. Lower level, we've got the Five of Cups. Maybe you need to make this decision with the Seven of Cups, a decision of discernment, so you won't be feeling like this Five of Cups. All right, the Five of Cups is you feeling like you lost something, you feeling a sense of disappointment because maybe you lost something, maybe you missed an opportunity. You allowed 3 cups to spill over into the grass, and now you're lamenting the fact that those cups have been spilled over. You're mourning the loss of that, but don't get too wrapped up into that, because there's still 2 full cups behind you, Capricorn. All right, so you can get stuck here, or you can say, okay, I missed an opportunity, or I lost something, or whatever. The cups have been spilled. There's nothing I can do. I can't put the liquid back in there. So how do I do things differently next time? How do I do things better? You know what I mean? And take a look at those 2 cups that are behind you. We got the Devil energy. This is you, Capricorn. And the Devil also represents maybe some of your fears that you have. Maybe some of your fears that may be holding you back. This could also be addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever, ego, money, being only thinking of money. This could put people in that Devil energy, right? When you start dancing with the Devil, it never ends well. It never ends well. All right, so whatever you're obsessed with, whatever whatever addictions you may have or you're dealing with, or maybe toxic people, places, and things, that's got to go in order for you to be this Knight of Wands, feeling unencumbered, so that you can go have some new life adventures, okay? Nothing's holding you back. 10 of Pentacles, yeah. Ultimate goal is, this is ultimate abundance. 10 of Pentacles is money in the bank, and you not having to worry financially, and you having a college fund for your kids and all that other stuff. Yeah, this is a family legacy, right? You see the whole family there, even grandma and the kids and the dog. Yeah, this encompasses family happiness and family values and a family legacy, okay? Maybe you have a new opportunity to tap into this 10 of Pentacles energy, okay? And then lastly, I've got the Ace of Swords. So you have 2 aces on top of one another. The Ace of Swords. Remember earlier we talked about truth and clarity? The Ace of Swords is that air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and this is the truth right here. This is truth and clarity. If you ain't never had it before, it's a coming. Spirit's going to give you the gift of seeing things as clear as crystal. All right, no more hazy thinking, no more blurred vision. You're going to see shit clear as glass. All right, what else, Holy Spirit? So we saw the Page of Pentacles. The only page we didn't see is the Page of Swords. But we saw all the other pages. So new beginnings, new starts for you, new opportunities. We've got... I just said we didn't see the Page of Swords, and guess what? Page of Swords. You have brought out all of the 4 pages in the tarot deck, Capricorn. New starts. The Page of Swords. Swords are intellectual thought process as well as communication. So maybe you're having some new thoughts, maybe some new conversations, or conversations that need to be had, or maybe they, if you're not having them, maybe you need to be having them. Okay. And this, honestly, this Page of Swords also represents that energy that we talked about earlier and that is observing every action. All right, if you're not in connection with this person, whoever this person is, then you're watching them from afar. All right, and that also represents the Page of Swords. It could be somebody who's also watching what's happening from afar, staying abreast of what's happening in your life or their life or whoever's life from afar. Okay, yeah. Spirit says for you to get into this hermit mode, you need to take a break. You need, change is coming. Change is coming. And so this is going to need to be you to take that time out so that you can go within, so you can evaluate what's happening within you. Okay? I think that's really, really important to do. And the Eight of Pentacles, maybe a new commitment needs to be made. Or maybe you need to recommit to yourself, right? The Eight of Pentacles is somebody who's completely focused, completely committed, whether this is to your job or your career or whatever you're committed to. If you're an artist, whatever it is, or maybe this is just a commitment to yourself, okay? Working hard towards that and no longer being the weary warrior. You lay down the wands, baby. Lay down the wands. No more burdens, all right? No more burdens to carry, all right? This is the weary warrior. This person's tired carrying all the stuff on their shoulders or on their back, okay? Whatever this is, relax and be this Queen of Cups, this emotionally intelligent Queen of Cups who's sitting there chilling, drinking a nice hot cup of chai instead of being threatening and, and feeling like they're on a hamster wheel and just all this frenetic type of energy that's doesn't serve anybody. Doesn't serve anybody at all. Alright? Yeah. Alright? And I forgot to show you, before we started going through the tarot deck, your two major arcanas that came out. One is the Lover's card. Major arcana is the heavy-hitting energy. Okay? We have the Lover's card. So, yes, this could be about a lover situation here. This represents Gemini energy. It doesn't have to be, this person doesn't have to be a Gemini, but this has to do with a soulmate energy or a lover's situation, all right, which I feel like kind of has gone left. It doesn't look positive. I didn't see any hearts in here in any of this reading except for the Queen of Cups and the Ace of, and the Page of Cups. Those are the only cups I've seen here. The rest have been wands and swords. Okay, so if this was a love situation, I feel like that is no longer. Okay, and then I've got this Emperor energy, Aries energy. The Emperor leads a kingdom. All right, people respect the Emperor. This is a consummate leader. People trust the Emperor, and the Emperor is a protector and guides their people. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, maybe this has to do with an Aries, a Gemini and an Aries, but really, Spirit? I don't know. Maybe you want to step up to be this Emperor, this real leader, right? That people respect and follow and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, let me give you your message from the universe. Let me know if any of this resonates with your soul, Cappies. It says, when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance, Resistance is futile, okay? Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. Wow. When you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Whoa. Let what was inspire a new way of living, Cappy, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be moving forward. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Now that I can't say any better than that. When was the last time you couldn't stop laughing or smiling, Cappy? Because I'm really feeling that there's no happiness here. I'm not feeling any sense of happiness here. I feel new starts, maybe taking inventory of what's happened, or taking inventory of yourself and what you want, being able to trust your gut, which means spirit. And to really just trust the universe. Trust the universe, Cap. Alright. That's all I got. Let me know if this resonated with you in any way. Interesting reading, Caps. Alright? All the way from the ATL. Take care.